You are tuned to Anywhere the Needle Drops. Hey, all, I hope 2025 is treating you well. Man, I know that can be a lot to ask right now, given the state of certain things in our world. The results of the election come to fruition and such. Man, it's scary times. All I can say is that one, don't get yourself caught up in that constant news cycle. People are going to do what they're going to do in their places of power, and it's not that we should ignore it, but we also can't plug into it and be constantly obsessed with it. So do some self-care, take care of yourself, and then keep yourself strong, and then make sure you are ready to show up in the moments that count. Clicking around online isn't going to do a whole lot. There's other things we got to do. But getting caught up in that news cycle maybe is not going to be the most helpful of things. So, I'll just take care of yourselves. Love you all. We're going to be in some dark times, but we got to take care of each other. So let's do just that. And actually, we get into some similar themes here in this conversation. I've got Action Adam in the house today. Action Adam, the creator of these live visual mixtape events. And, that's kind of pretty much what that sounds like. It's this experience, you're in a venue, there's a stage, there's a live band, other live performers, there's a visual aspect being projected, there's music, and it's just this entire artistic experience that it's something pretty cool. Action Adam's doing some awesome stuff. It was great to have Adam here at the Red Chuck Studio to chat and do all that. So Action Adam, as he mentions in the discussion, is not a musician, so there's no song to throw you to. So I'm going to take you straight to the interview in just a moment. One note, though, mark your calendars. The next event from Action Adam is scheduled for April 19th at Lang Lab in South Bend. And you'll hear in the episode he drops a little hint about something extra special coming to Stockroom East in July 26th. So mark your calendars. I almost guarantee those are going to be some amazing times. So, take care all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Here's to life. Enjoy this conversation with Action Adam. Action Adam, how do you like to be referred to?
You just call me Adam Scarborough, yeah.
All right.
Or just Adam. Yeah.
Just Adam, all right. Yeah. But your creative title, is it Action Adam or is it?
Yeah, okay. That's what everybody calls me, so that's what everybody
knows what's the background on that? Is there
it's just been my screen name for forever.
Okay. All right.
But it just came to fruition now, because now it makes sense because I do so much shit.
Sure, yeah.
So Action Adam,
That's I'm glad that some of those haven't stuck around. I'm trying to think of what my AOL screen name was back in the day.
I'm sure I've had some really gross shit.
Yeah.
That probably should not be dug up.
We've learned from history, So yeah. So welcome to the Red Chuck Studio. This is exciting. I've not been to one of your events yet, but I will be changing that. But
you should.
Yeah, the videos that you've seen, that you've shown me, and just what I've seen online, it sounds really cool. So, how do you even describe what you do? Do you have a name for it? What do you call it?
Yeah, it's called a live visual mixtape.
Okay, all right.
And it's literally that.
Yeah.
If you come to the show, you know exactly what that is.
Yeah, so from what I've seen, the clips and whatnot, it appears to be, there's music playing, there are visual elements, there are live performances. So you might be seeing something on a screen. You might be seeing a person there performing, whether it be music or some other form or fashion. And there's also music going on in lights and stuff constantly, right?
Constantly. It never takes a break. So it's all
awesome.
Seamless. So when the bands are kind of breaking down and everything's themed.
Okay.
And it's all continuous and there's always a narrative.
Okay.
I always hide a narrative. And I guess this last one was more overt than before. It was kind of odd, like, you kind of had to dig in to find it, but now it's like very in your face.
Sure.
I think.
Okay. I mean, so I didn't watch the entirety of the holiday one, but there were obviously I saw plenty of holiday themes. Even amongst maybe a little darker than
Yeah,
some,
yeah.
but still, you were leaning into the holiday thing. It seemed
Yes,
like, so.
it was like an onion. So like there was the holiday theme, there was the H.P. Lovecraft,
Nice.
Eldritch visual being that was haunting the show.
Yeah.
That the host kind of played into.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to say with that, and if you watch the whole thing, you'll understand. But it's about drug addiction
Okay.
and being like sucked in and because it's so trippy.
Yeah.
It's a very trippy show. But if you actually look at like my videos in between, like it's people on a hospital gurney, like dying of a drug overaddiction.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, so it's like those breaks in between the bands were meant to be like, oh shit, this is the real world. Like all this bad shit's going on. And
Yeah.
we're trying to escape. So
Okay.
that's kind of the narrative that I was hinting at there. And then at the end, it's like the rats at the beginning are scurrying everywhere. And then like the atomic bomb goes off. It's like it was not subtle at all.
Sure.
So I'm just saying, like, hey,
Subtlety-
you guys need to be aware
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Subtly is not a word I would have described from what I've seen so far. So that is for sure. So, okay. I mean, we'll talk about more specifics about, especially what you're working on going forward, but just tell me a little bit, like, how did you start doing this? This is not like, I'm going to be in a band or I'm going to become a painter or a podcaster or a writer or whatever. You kind of have made up
My own thing.
your own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it even start?
So, I've always made mixtapes for people. Like, I see you like to do that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would, like, kind of go the extra mile and make them seamless. So they're,
Okay.
like, bleeding on. Each track bleeds on. And I would try to, like, be a girlfriend or friend or whatever. Like, I'd try to say something
Sure. Yeah.
with that. And
yeah.
they didn't care. Like,
I mean, I'm with you. So, long live the mixtape. I mean, I do, the virtual mixtapes now, the playlist.
Yeah.
But my heart will always be back in the days of the CDRs or even the cassette
Yeah,
tapes,
yeah.
because then you could start doing that. You could really blend things together.
Yes.
And you could work in outside sounds. You can do other things. And for me, I would always, and of course, just like you, it was rarely appreciated, but I would always work in things like there might be a broad theme to the entire mixtape, mix CD. Sometimes it would just be as simple as something that linked, one song and the next song together. It might be the word the song ended on, or a word in the title or the band name or something like that. But I would find little subtle ways to link things together.
Yeah.
And, there are a few people from my mixtape days where we would mail them back and forth. I got friends all over the
I love
country. We
that.
would do
Yeah.
that. But and there's still some on that shelf behind you right there, actually. But sad.
I still have all mine.
Yeah, do you?
I can't get rid of them.
Right,
Like,
right.
I still listen to them.
Yeah. I keep thinking, I'm going to hunt down a CD recorder. I can find one online, start making mixtapes again. But then my thought is like,
I have a cassette one.
Do you really?
That connects to a computer that you
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Well, so do I. But then I was like, well, who's going to take, like, I'm going to hand a mixed CD to somebody, like, and they're going to be like, I haven't had a CD player in 15 years.
Kids are like, because I was first started doing this direct to DVD.
Yeah.
So like the kids were like, what the hell do I do? I'm like, dude, you have an Xbox? You have an Xbox. It'll play it. Come on now, dude. Like,
wow.
So, but CDs.
Can we ring a bell for optical media, please? Come on. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but CDs, I guess, are coming back for kids.
Really? Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're following because we had the vinyl. We're still on the vinyl thing. But
Oh,
there
that's
was
never gonna die.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
never like when people say, "Ooh, vinyl's coming back." I had a meme because I do pop-ups with South Bend Record Show.
Yeah.
And one of the memes I made for that was like, here's this guy again. Oh, vinyl must be coming back. It's like through the years.
Been
It's
doing
like,
this for like 20 years now.
Dude,
Yeah.
it ain't ever left.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So you were we had the thing with there was a brief period where, and I think still I was at a festival this past summer and
bands were selling cassette tapes. So yeah, I guess that's,
Those are harder to sell.
a little bit. Yeah. Like I have a bunch.
I love them. Like,
yeah.
but they're hard for the band to sell. So
well, who has a cassette player
Exactly.
besides nerds like you and me? And then, I'm always like, is this cassette player going to eat this tape? And then do I want to take that risk by putting it in there and playing it?
It's hard to find a working one.
Right. Yeah. So, there's the son of the owners of this space loves his old world media and just took this old radio from, decades and decades ago. I mean, it needed some heavy duty work, but like,
I bet it looks amazing.
And yeah, it looks like it's from ancient times. Got it going again, and so I guess the kids are bringing it back. So that's awesome.
I hope so. I think like once kids realize like when everything inevitably goes digital, because it will.
Yeah,
they're already starting like video games. Everything's going.
Sure,
like, they don't want to, and I guess maybe it's better for the environment. I don't.
There's the whole debate about servers and heat.
So it's like, I don't know. I like tangible.
Same.
I like holding that like records, dude.
Yeah.
Like looking at that big ass artwork. Like, going through that, like it feels like you own the record.
Yeah.
Like it's yours.
Yeah, you're sitting there. It's an experience. You're reading through the liner notes.
Yes.
I don't know if you know Drive By Truckers.
Yes.
But one of my all-time favorite bands, and they did a re-release of Southern Rock Opera last year. It was the 20th, 25th. I don't know. I'm old. It's been out a long time, longer than I'd like to admit. But so they did this big re-release, multi LP, and they had this great booklet with it. And like I spent a day just sitting there.
I love when they do that.
Popping them out, and reading through the liner notes. Right, it's a whole experience.
That's why you buy a record.
It's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started doing this initially on media though, on DVDs?
On DVDs, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's so tell me about that. So one day you're just like, I'm gonna dump my creative inspiration onto this.
So
disc,
there's a whole I went through 7 years of depression, like hard, like falling out, like didn't have any creativity.
Yeah.
And there's a whole getting fucked over as an artist, but I'm not gonna go into that. But coming out of that, and I'm just like, I wanted to do video editing. I've always liked video editing, and like how this came to fruition is like it's kind of pieces of things I've always loved doing. Like I'm a graphic designer, don't really love it, but I love graphic design, but like I don't like the clients.
Gotcha.
I hate them.
Yeah,
like because I do a lot of corporate shit, and there's just no creativity in that.
Sucks
it's like,
the soul out of it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you watch my work, like there's a lot of riffing on advertising. And
okay.
And
all right.
the first one was structured like old school MTV meets Adult Swim.
Okay.
So it's that kind of humor. And I would just feature bands, like local bands, music videos and that. And they're still floating around. You can still find them.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a couple at Rocky Button still, but I did volume 1 and 2, and then I did these demo discs that when we South Bend Record Show and when we do our pop-ups.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of gave those away. But yeah, Spaceships I think was on one of those.
Nice.
Why Not Both too. But I cut their own music videos out of the visual mixtape.
Okay.
So like Why Not Both is Hey Mom, but it's Everything Everywhere All at Once edit.
Nice.
Like
okay.
with my visuals kind of cutting everything together.
So are these bands, reaching out to you and saying, hey, do this for us? So this is just something you're doing for fun?
Now they are.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
They weren't before. Like I had to explain this.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like, hey, you want to do this weird ass show?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Adult Swim, and it's going to say coming up next. And
yeah, because you had live bands at the last one, right?
Every single show I've done. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the beauty of it, because when I cut those visuals, because it kind of blows people's minds, like, how the fuck does this work so well? It's like, because I listen to their music, and I'll cut it with the audio, and I'll send it, and if they want to do that, like, I'll never tell anybody how to do their set. I'm just telling you what I did with it.
Sure.
And if they do, man, you can really tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like, because that is like on, like, Leatherface, I think, was the last show. Their shit was amazing. Like, he knew exactly when to start, and like it was, you just have to watch it. Like,
that's amazing. So the band is playing live, and you have cut this video experience
Yes.
to their music,
Yep.
and the band is matching that.
Yep.
Now, does the band get a chance to see what you've done before the show,
Yes,
so they can
a month ahead of
time
time.
it?
A
And
month
okay,
ahead of time, I send those out. Yeah,
Nice.
sometimes more if it's a bigger band. You know, like
Awesome.
Jigalchi set with that was like I told them I was like, hey, because I'm a big like tones can make me cry, dude. Like,
yeah.
and there's at the end of I forget. Forgive me, guys, but I forget what song it is. But like I told them at the end of that locking season.
I mean, to
Locking
be
season.
clear, and much love to Jigalchi, but we actually talked about that with them in this room.
Oh, really?
But I mean, even members of the band can't remember the band names for the most part, or the song names. I mean, so
They're such good
Those-
dudes.
oh
dude.
man, oh yeah,
man.
no. And I mean, they said that. That's not me. They said that in this room on the show when they were on a couple months ago. So yeah, that's. I mean, they're extended song titles. You know, it's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I knew exactly what it is climate change, and that to me is what fuels 90% of my art.
yeah.
Is because that's my kid's future, dude. Like,
Yeah.
So like, it's the shit I stay up at night thinking about that. Fuels like the anxiety because that's what the tornado is in my visual.
Yeah.
That's my anxiety ripping through, always showing itself to like, hey, you're on this road and you're headed into the storm. Never forget that. That's what that means. But but to get back to Jigalchi, like I told him, like, if you can just hold out that tone at the end of that song, I think, and when I had the visual set, when that was when everything batshit just goes like crazy, I was like, hold that out. I bet you that room bursts into tears. And it happened. And that was like such like an amazing moment for me to be like, holy fuck. Like I did that. I just made like a room full of strangers cry. And myself too. Like I'm so emotional, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'm
no,
really,
that's amazing. I mean, that's what art's for, right?
Yeah,
it's there
yeah.
to move us. So you have inspired me because I have two holes in my my resume for shows that I intend to fill this year. I've never actually seen Jigalchi live.
Oh, they're
I
incredible.
love the album.
Fucking
I've
incredible.
seen the videos. It looks like an amazing show, and I've never seen your stuff live. So I'm now going to have to make sure that I get to both your show and Jigalchi this year, so I can.
Definitely check out because like I don't think the record does them justice for
Yeah.
how incredible they are.
Just
like,
from the even stills from their shows, you can like the energy's pouring out of it. So I can only imagine when you work in your stuff with what they do, that has to be such a great match.
oh my god, yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like I love post rock too, so even though that's not really what they are, but they do have some elements of that.
I mean, I am often caught saying that genre is largely bullshit.
It is,
So,
yeah, for sure.
I talk about this book on here constantly called Major Labels. It came out a year and a half, 2 years ago, but it's all about this music journalist's journey. Basically, he's discussing, it's like the 5 or 6 kind of major genres of American music. And he's sort of telling the history of each genre through his own personal history and discovering music as a kid and then growing up into
I
journalism
feel
and
like
whatnot.
that's me. You know?
Oh man, yeah. And it's like, but like the stories are all the same. It doesn't matter, music is about expression, art is about expression. And so, yeah, genre is just, it's the way we organize our shelves at home, maybe.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Well, people like to put things in a box.
yeah. Yep.
And compare things, and they love lists too.
Yep. I mean, I'm a fan of a list. I have a sort. I don't kind of a resolution to make less lists this year. So
Yeah, my end of the year top 10. I think I should kind of just say like, here's everything I enjoyed.
Yeah.
During the year instead of like putting it in
No
order.
rankings.
Yeah, because I love every musician. So you
Yeah.
know, like I don't want to make one feel inferior to another. you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And you like things in its moment and whatnot. So yeah, we actually dropped, because we do our end of year list every single year here and I've been doing it for a while. And I can't remember exactly when I made the decision, but we dropped rankings a long time ago. And now it's just, here's all the great stuff from this year. And also this is not even all of it, because I'm sure I'm forgetting something, FYI, but like, yeah, the rankings, there's no place for it.
No,
So.
no.
All right. So let's go back a little bit. what you're a kid, you're growing up, like what are you getting into art wise, creativity
Music.
wise? Music. Okay, so you're playing.
Absolutely. No, just I can't play an instrument.
Okay, all right, that's right. I remember
I've
you saying
tried.
that.
I tried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but this is me being the band.
Okay.
Like, this is me doing what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah. So what are you listening to growing up? Is it
Green Day.
Green Day? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been doing a re-listen of American Idiot actually, and just
Dookie, dude, that was
Great album.
I got that
Yep.
taken away from me so many times because my babysitter decided to show my parents the tape and like, do you know what? He's smoking a joint. Did you know that? And I'm like, what are you doing? No. So yeah, like, needless to say, when I got shit taken away from me, I always got it back. Like,
so how many copies of Dookie did you purchase over the years?
man, I don't even know. Probably like a lot.
Yeah.
I will say that.
All right, so you're listening to some Green Day. What else? What else is? Are you inspired at all by what maybe your parents were listening to or your family?
Oh yeah, I was
growing
going.
up,
That
or-
was how I got introduced. Is digging through my parents' records.
Nice. Okay,
And, yeah.
that's
but-
awesome.
I didn't really get into the oldies though. I guess what we would determine like 60s or
Yeah.
50, like that kind of oldies till much later. But that was how I discovered I liked music, and then I was very much in the moment of what was on the radio. Listen to U93.
Yeah.
Like with my ear by the speaker.
Yeah.
Like that's how I became to love music. Because to me it really is the best art form in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, because there's nothing that can make me feel like just sorrow, just joy, like nothing else for
Yeah.
music. So,
Yeah, it's I'm with you. It's the best. But you said so you do graphic design. So did you get into drawing at some point or digital art?
Mm-hmm. I
or-
did. I'm not good at drawing. Like,
Okay.
But I'm much better because to me, graphic design is a lot like editing.
Mhm.
You're cleaning stuff up, making it look pretty, and taking elements, together and putting it together. And I became very good at that, like designing things. And I can do a logo all day, But
Sure.
I guess I kind of suffered from imposter syndrome from that because I didn't really consider myself an artist. Because I was like, I don't know, I work on a computer, I'm not painting. And if I make a print of my work, nobody's going to want to buy it. Nobody's going to hang it up in their house. That was always my thought process. But, coming out of that, it's just like, wow, people actually do fucking care. Like,
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, because I'll try to like inspire other artists. I'm like, if you feel like you're not getting the results that you want out of your work, just try a different door. You got the right key, right? I had the wrong door for years. Like, that was not what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
Now I have found that, like, and it's been such like crazy blossom of creativity for me out of that.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm always thinking about like punk rock ethos always. So like I've always wanted, maybe contrarian sometimes, but I always, if somebody's doing something and that's popular, I want to do the exact fucking opposite. Of
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do my own thing, make my own path. You know what I mean? I think I finally have.
Yeah. So, well, and also, I hate to break it to you, but graphic art, it's right in the name. You are an artist. So, I mean,
But really, and again, like what AI, that kind of like, that gave me
Sure.
an existential crisis.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Because now all these dummies are going to, dumb clients are going to just use AI.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm just thinking like, who cares? Let them do it. Like, they don't appreciate it anyway. If they're going to fucking go and push a button and get some shitty, like, melted together image,
Sure.
like, go for it, man. You never appreciated me to begin with,
Yeah.
So,
Well, and there's always, we as humans will always find new ways to create, regardless of what technology
Sure.
does, So.
I hope the kids realize it. That's what I try to do with mine. Like, I try to take them as much live shows as possible,
Yeah.
expose them to great art, and hope that they make the right choices, you know?
Sure.
Like, but
All right, so you found your way to these experiences. You wanted to get into video editing. You're doing this stuff on DVD. How long ago was that? When did you make your first of these visual experiences?
The first video I ever made was that Alice Phoebe Lou edit, Witches, which is, if you haven't heard of her, please, like, she's amazing.
Yeah, this is a musician.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alice Phoebe Lou.
Okay.
And that album, like, really spoke to me because it kind of got me out of the depression. Because it was like, man, I let myself get this low, like eating like shit. I was probably like 60 pounds heavier. And yeah, like from there on, I think I did like that, the climate change video. And that felt like just exercising a demon out of me.
Yeah.
Like if you watch that shit, it's not uplifting because it's all my nightmares, like put into one video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was, from then on, I'm like, maybe I should kind of focus on something that's bringing people together rather than.
We need dark art as much as we need happy art.
Yeah. That was, but I can't watch that video.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's got my kids in it, and it's got like the world on fire, and that's why like I kind of share that again with all the LA fires. So I'm just looking like, fuck, dude, like we just have to live through this,
Yeah.
But
so do you recall the first time that, someone outside recognized your work and what you were doing and shared some appreciation for it?
probably at the Rocky Button, because that's where I did it for their Halloween show.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we released the first DVD, Volume 1. And yeah, because like he would play it up on the screen and people would be like, oh man, I saw your video playing at Rocky Button. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And like, but a lot of people didn't have a face because what I do is like for every mixtape, which are quarterly shows, I redo the logo.
Okay.
Because that's a fun, creative exercise for me. But yeah, and then the logo people recognized, but like the face they didn't because I was just kind of shy.
Sure.
I'm not shy anymore, but when I first got out there, that was a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
so how did you end up getting into Rocky Button with that?
just went in there and asked him, and gave him the DVD. Said, "Hey, check this out. See if you like it." And called me back in and asked me if I wanted to expand on that more because it was a great way to expose people to bands they probably didn't know were local. And there's a lot of great local music.
Oh, we believe that. We're ringing that bell here all the time. On this show, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, if I'm promoting something or if I'm doing like an edit, I'm going to use local music.
Yeah.
Because they need the exposure, man. Like live music is in danger. So this is my gift. Cause all my shows, I don't know if you know this, like I donate my half to the bands.
Oh, wow.
So like, I'm not a typical promoter.
Sure.
Like, usually
Sure.
promoter would take the biggest part of the pie and then give, crumbs to the bands.
Yeah.
And that's not what I do because I want them to continue on. And if you're constantly playing venues, you don't get shit off streaming. Like you need something to continue.
Yeah.
And if I can contribute in any way to that, that's what my mission is.
Yeah. Give musicians your money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you gotta support them.
Yeah.
So, are there any, and actually first let's get into what you've got coming next. You've got the next thing debuting, and that's debuting when?
That is 4/19, and that's kind of
Okay.
it's our 420 Eve show because I will never do a show on 420 because that's a death sentence because there's so many fucking things going on.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Can't compete.
I think we did that last year, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we had BJ Woodcocks.
Yeah.
He was the worldwide wizard,
I could see that. Okay.
and Bonesock was his antagonist, the worldwide warlock. So he would just like interrupt him all the time, be like, "Shut the fuck up! No one wants to hear this coffee song. No one want to hear me." And like they do like a rap battle. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But he's returning again for the 420 show.
Okay.
And it's at E3. I'm just calling it World Wide Web E3.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, we got some City Sun is on that.
Nice.
We got Austin Songer, who's, big promoter like me.
Yeah.
And really like a lot of that like came out of conversations. Like, I don't want to include somebody unless like we vibe together, like our ethos. Like, if you're about like, to me, the worst thing you could do is charge an artist for a promotion, like on social. Fuck that. You should just be doing that anyway. Like, that's not community. If you're charging the community to like, it's just kind of scummy. So if like people do that, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
And he's very much like me, same ethos, like all about supporting bands and like just having like a great time, really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a very, I don't know if you've experienced this, but it seems to be a very communal scene. You know, there's so many people that are just, I mean, in addition to just making amazing art, whether it be music or some other kind of visual art or just putting together a great venue like The Button. I mean, there's such a wonderful communal thing of just like, hey, come out, try your thing. This is a safe space. Like, you know, and, man, that's great to see. And yeah, and people, you know, trying to take care of the artists and buying the merch, buying the albums, paying the tickets at the door. You know?
I think when you do that and you add like some great fucking visuals on top of that, they got something to look forward to. And it really heightens the art. And the kids, dude, I'm talking, these are 4-hour shows.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers stay.
Yeah.
They like the last show, that was wild. They sat down and watched the whole thing. I was like, what? Like, and everybody like kind of like, how the fuck do you do that? I was like, well, it's pretty obvious. I mean, there's a ton of shit going on. Like, so like, yeah, and it's all interesting.
Yeah.
Cause I do little funny meme edits, you know, in between like, cause I had one with, it was leading into Loon's performance when they did Indiana. It was like the Fort Wayne like had like an online auction for the Harry Balls, or not auction, but like election to name this city county building, and they voted to call it the Harry Balls Government Center. So what I'm trying to say is like Indiana's a bunch of fucking idiots, and then like it leads into like this Indiana Beach logo, but it's the Jim Crow.
Sure, yeah.
So everybody's like, "Oh, fuck!" I'm like, "Thank you."
Wow. Side note, did that go through, or did someone intervene? And
oh, they didn't let him have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But it's just funny to hear like the newscaster Harry Balls Government Center. That's one of my favorite like videos of all time.
So you've already worked with some of our great local acts, but do you have any do you have like a wish list of local bands you want to play with?
Have you heard of Pelican?
I have not. No.
Great.
You were giving me so much homework.
They're not local though. They're big. They're a big post-rock metal band. I was this close to getting them to come here.
Really?
Because I went and saw them in Russian Circles in Chicago. And Pelican's a Chicago band. Like, I don't know, other than Russian Circles, I don't know any more like Chicago band than that, you know?
Okay.
But I went and saw them for, what was it? We did for the bachelor party because I just got married.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. We've been together like 12 years.
Gotcha. Yep.
But yeah, I also did a mixtape show with that
at the wedding.
Yeah,
Nice.
So imagine how stressful that is because I had to.
You're performing and you're getting married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thousands of photos of us together on that, and what I framed that around is like when we first got together. I'm sorry to get off track.
No, this is great. That's what we're here for. Yeah.
So I had my cat as a kitten, and she had her cat, and I kind of showed them playing together, like our houses have joined, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And then we have kids, and it's like just rapidly going through the years, you know? And then at the end, when it's all cut to bad, not good, time moves slow. And so, like, at a certain point, it shows, like, boom, my cat's dead. Boom, her cat's dead. Like, that's how fucking long we've been together. Like, both of our cats died.
That seems like a risky move at a wedding. You bring the vibes down a little bit. How do you pull that back up?
But it ended up. Well, I mean, that was just a moment there to show, like, because you need to hit people with that. Like, this time, dude, there's nothing that makes me more emotional than seeing like memories.
Yeah.
Like, just Jesus, where did the time go? You know?
Oh
like,
man, yeah.
God. But yeah, like what both was like, they're like they covered an Alice Phoebe Lou song and that Bad Bad Not Good in Your Eyes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so like I had to like the DJ fucked it up. So like I like had to go. I was all, you know, bridezillaing. I'm like, it has to start with my song and then lead into the band because then they're not going to hit the video at the end because it's all very much time.
Sure. Yeah.
And like they were telling me like we're just looking out of the crowd when that last video plays and everybody's like, you know, like barely holding it in. Then they're like,
That's amazing.
yeah.
So, okay. So who else? So Pelican. What about like from the local scene? Are there any bands that you like definitely want to hit up at
Joe
some point?
Bauman, I'd love to work with.
Oh, that would be a great. Yeah. And I feel like with what Joe does,
I think we would mesh.
Oh
very
yeah.
well
Have
together.
you guys met before? Have you hung out?
I've hit him up before, but hey, if he's listening,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I would love to work with the band. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Dance Society?
Yeah. They're my
So-
neighbors.
Oh, really? Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Wait, have we been at the same parties together? Have you been to anything? at
I
their
don't.
house?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like I just recently, like within the past, like we've lived next to each other for years.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, never realized that we were neighbors.
That's amazing. So I am now a diehard. Sharon's been on the show actually, but I initially started going to her stuff when she was doing the Good Mornings with Chuck Fry, and then I kind of got hooked on her classes, and I've been going, ever since. But she did one of her classes themed around Joe's music. And Joe actually came and danced with us with this choreography that Sharon had put together around his music. So it was
She's
amazing.
very much a visionary. Like,
Yeah, but, I mean, look at it, like, because so you're taking, look at what you do, look what she does, taking something like music, and these, all these other things, and just like merging them into these new forms of expression, and then inviting people in to, express themselves through it. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
like I mean, talk
and the
about
way-
choking
I
up.
think-
Like it's,
I think the way that she structures her, I guess events is what you'd call
yeah,
very similar to
Yeah.
how like because you base it around a theme in a movie and you kind of go from there. But
Yeah.
I love dance. Like
Yeah.
I know it might seem weird to hear from me, but I fucking love.
I
it.
mean,
I love
same, like-
ballet. Like,
yeah,
oh my god, yeah.
We got to get you one of those classes one of these days.
Yeah. I mean, I can't dance, but
Hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
yeah, sure. Like, I might be goofy for a bit, but
I was sweating like crazy. It was Wednesday. We did the Janet Jackson class, and it was a good time. And no one is there to look at. I mean, there are people that are great and look amazing doing it,
Yeah.
and then there's the rest of us that are just there, trying something new, going out of our comfort zone, having a good time, and it's so healing and freeing.
I bet, yeah.
Those legit like art like that.
because it's communal. Like you're
it's-
all experiencing that together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're in a room with people that are all opening themselves up, being vulnerable,
Yeah,
expressing
yeah,
themselves, and it's a beautiful thing. So
I believe it. Yeah,
yeah, I bet you guys could even do some kind of a
I would love.
collab at
I
some
would,
point.
I would fucking love that. Yeah, I want to incorporate dance
yeah.
very much into my show.
Oh wow, that's
But-
got to happen for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But can I kind of tease the?
Oh yes, let's get into it. Yeah,
okay,
let's do it.
so July 26th, I'm throwing like probably the most ambitious thing I've ever done at Stockroom East.
Okay.
And it's called Be the Light. And I'm not going to tell you exactly who all, but it's based around Rebel Noir.
Okay.
And
Love 'em.
we are all, and it has some of the best musicians, past and present, involved in this project, all working together
Yeah.
to create something new. So it's literally a live visual mixtape
Yeah.
with my visuals over that, costume characters as hosts, like because I love public experiments too, so they're gonna
Sure.
be fucking with a crowd. So it's literally the dream I've always wanted to do.
Really? Okay. July 26th, Stockroom
Stockroom,
East.
yeah.
All right. Great venue. They've been on here.
It's my first. It'll be my first show there. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's wow. That's exciting.
Well, I probably shouldn't say. Sorry. I almost linked that.
Don't spill the just
Sorry,
mark,
you take that out.
mark your calendars. Stockroom East, July 26th. And the socials and the links will all be in the show notes. So make sure you're following Adam here to make sure you don't miss out on that. All
That,
right,
one,
so
that one's gonna be amazing.
yeah, yeah. What else? So what else do you have in store for us? What else is coming up?
The E3 show, we got that one. That one's partnered with Snack Food and Terrible Tony,
Okay.
and
And I'm
that's
sorry, did you say where that one's going to be?
that's at Lang Lab.
Lang Lab. All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
We're also my wife is opening a photography rental studio upstairs,
Nice.
like in the right hand wing. Huge, beautiful space, beautiful natural light.
Yeah.
So that's called the Lens Lounge.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, that's for any photographer, that wants to be creative.
That's just another beautiful space, Lang Lab. I mean, between the classes, the shows they have there, and just that collaborative environment of having those studios and that space where if you are a creative person of any type, doesn't matter.
I found my family there.
Yeah, right. Like it's a bunch of wonderful weirdos. Like that's what it is.
And I'm right there with them.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yep. Same.
You know.
Same. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many cool things.
and they let me do the show.
Yeah.
Nobody would let me do my show, dude.
Yeah.
I pitched it to. I can't tell you. I'm sure there's probably like plenty of people out there in the community that like see like, oh fuck, man, I should have taken that chance, because like
Sure.
Lane Lab was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right from the get go.
Yeah.
And that first show was a disaster. Like, and that was hard to like. I almost quit.
Yeah.
Because like it was the winter show. I was trying to pay tribute to my friend who passed. And so that was a very personal show for me.
Yeah.
And then to have like the one fucking blizzard of the year just absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
And we
So
tried
like low turnout kind of thing.
Oh,
or-
dude, like it was, you remember, it was last year. It was like the one day we had that
Oh
really,
yeah, yeah.
that was the day
yeah,
of my
we had
show.
like no snow, and then we had
No,
all the snow.
And then all this, I'm like,
Back in the
no.
day, yeah.
And then I'm getting the call, like, everybody's like, hey, man, can't make it. I'm like, well, because, like, dude, if a band pulls out of my show, that derails everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have, like, there's segments designed around them. So when they pull out, it's like, fuck, dude, I just designed. So I think, like, I don't know what I can do to make sure that doesn't happen in the future, but shit just happens.
Yeah.
But we did kind of a redo show, and I already had flyers out with that date, so
Yeah.
it wasn't much better.
Yeah.
But that kind of, pick yourself back up. And everybody told me, like, dude, this is dope. Don't quit. And so then we did the 420 show last year, and that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That was when I saw, and I'm sure you've probably experienced this too, when you see your vision just materialize before. That was a high I've never felt in my life,
Yeah.
dude.
It's
Just
like the gears are suddenly coming together and clicking into the machine that you've known could exist for so long.
yeah, and just like it's like, God damn, that's what I've always wanted to do. Like, and then you see like, there's no going back after you experience something like that,
Sure,
right? Like,
yeah.
I can't going back to work. Needless to say, ain't so great
Yeah. Yep.
because
Yep.
you see what you're capable of,
Yeah.
and it's great, like incredible.
Yeah. Well, and what's amazing about it is you're creating these situations where even if you have a night that's, low turnout because of the weather or whatnot, the type of work that you're doing, it's like there's a moment in that room that, yeah, you can watch a video, or whatnot, but like you're creating a unique, special moment in that room.
Yeah.
And I think there's something very human about that, and something that we probably should appreciate more about how unique every single moment is.
Yes.
And yeah, so you're,
It's the human experience.
Yeah.
It's the warts and all.
yeah,
It's the good, the bad, and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. I can't wait to hear more about this thing in July too. So and
That is-
come to
Both
the
of them are.
419
I'll just
show.
say both of them are going to be incredible. Like, because Jay Maloof is opening an art exhibit, and it's his last one before he moves to Ireland
Okay.
at the E3 show. So
Yeah.
that's going to be incredible. Like, and it's going to be like, because I love video games. Like,
Yeah.
that's another love of mine. So I'm going to try to do funny little meme edits with that, and then like kind of take my take on that with the visuals. And I wanted to have a fucking, like, because we did for the Midsummer one. Oh, that was fucking incredible. Because it was a versus set. So it was Havasu versus Interference Patterns.
Nice.
So like, and they share Tony as the drummer.
Yeah.
So like that was just fucking insane, dude. Like it was based around Midsummer, but it was A24 edits. And at the end, like you have this Godzilla battle while they're fucking battling, like
Wait, they're both
everything is on
playing at the same time too.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So they would go back and forth.
yeah,
That was mind blowing, dude. Because Tony's just fucking incredible drummer.
yeah,
Like so good. I mean, he's a jazz drummer.
yeah.
So like you could see he was winded. Like, hey, we're gonna give. He's just fucking going like 110%.
Sure,
the
yeah.
entire time.
He's fighting both sides of the battle.
Yeah. And and then, but I kind of set people up for that because at a certain point, like when everything's the destruction is like what I was trying to say is like fighting is bad. Like
yeah,
it only leads down a path of destruction and loss and innocent people dying. And then, again, like goes to me and my kids. And it was wild to see, like, because when interference patterns, they were just fucking tearing it up, and like, boom, here's me and my kids. And like, it was wild to see the crowd just like stop,
yeah.
take that in. I'm like, teared up from that too, man. Like, thank you. I love people that take it in, that just, it's not a passive experience. Like, it's meant to be taken in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say something.
Yeah.
But I'm just so grateful for those that do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's man. So when you start plotting and planning a show, how long does it take you to go from the initial kernel of the idea to being able to actually implement it on that stage?
Yeah. So at the start of the year. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really have anything planned for October or December yet, but I'll get there. But I kind of know what I want to do. But what I do is like, I'll like, okay, I want to do this theme here. Cause I got years and years of fucking ideas, stored back here that I want to do. I want to do a jazz show.
Yeah.
I would love to do a jazz show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll start planning out there like, okay, well, this one's a video game thing. So I'll start pulling clips and shit from that and start building that. And then for this next one, it's going to be all personal stuff from each member. So like if you want to dedicate a song to somebody, get at me and I'll get the videos, clips, everything. It's going to be very personal for like every single member involved.
Okay.
But yeah, and then really the process for that, like I'll start thinking about, really it doesn't really come together till like a month beforehand.
Yeah.
But then I'll put in my little finishing touches that kind of bring everything together. But it's literally like, boom, we hit play. I have an intro, the hosts come out and we go from there.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, but as you're prepping for this, I mean, you're doing so many different things. You are.
I'm the promoter. I'm the designer. I'm everything.
You're booking
Booker,
the bands,
yeah.
But then you're also, I imagine, you're sitting there at a computer. You're either creating footage or finding footage, cutting clips together, all that stuff.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, man, sometimes it goes till like 3:00 in the morning, but a motherfucker that does that is a motherfucker that loves what they do.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I love what I'm doing. Like it's so freeing to just do what I want and not have some fucking asshole coming, don't make it too weird.
Yeah.
Fuck off. That really took a strain on my creativity for years.
Yeah.
But now not anymore.
Yeah. You've
Broken
found your
free.
channel. Yeah.
Broken free of that.
Yeah.
That's been amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So, okay. So we've got the 419 show.
Yep.
We've got the July thing. And then you mentioned you're going to do another Halloween one.
And I'm going to do another pop-up with South Bend Record Show.
Yeah.
We're
So tell me about that. What does that look like?
So the last one was really dope because it was DJ Q, where he cuts like old school with vinyl.
Yeah.
We had Sincerely Sin on Instagram.
Nice.
Great producer.
Yep.
And then EXO came and he did a Doom set. And he dressed as Doom and he rapped. And he said, I will never do that again. So that was like incredible. Like, oh, wow. He's never going to rap again. And he did it at my show.
Nice.
That's dope. I love that. I love that dude so much.
Yeah.
And we're having an open house for the Lens Lounge and he's playing that Sunday.
This weekend?
This weekend.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
2 to 6, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. So, where do you see all of this this stuff taking you? I
Man, I
mean,
don't know. I'd love to. Every show gets bigger.
yeah.
Like Stockroom will be a true test, I think.
Yeah, because that's
If-
a bigger room than what you're used to, right?
It's bigger. It's a bigger venue, and it, I got some bigger artists involved, so I had to pay guarantees.
Sure.
Which you should.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if they're worth their salt, yeah, absolutely. But and especially traveling musicians, like you need paid more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but yeah, that'll be interesting to see how if it's too weird for the general public or
Sure, yeah.
if they accept it. I think they'll be fine. Like, if you can go to if Joe Bama can play there,
Yeah.
like.
Oh, I've seen definitely not. I mean, not weird to me, but I've seen like,
But to
out of the
normies,
main-
I'd say,
yeah, I've seen non-normie stuff at Stockroom. I think you're good. I think
Okay.
you're in a safe space there. So, but I want to know is could you ever foresee filling like an auditorium with one of your
I would
shows?
fucking love that.
Lights and all. Like, what would it look like? You
It
know?
would be you would be living in that shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that I almost achieved that with the last show because it was like before it was like the Lang Lab projector where it maybe covered the drummer's neck,
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I upgraded and I bought like a nice one that it has, a wide spread so it can cover the entire stage. And since my wife's over at Lang Lab now, like that was just very convenient. She just brought down her big ass backdrops and
Yeah.
used that for a screen. And yeah, I would love it to do projection mapping. I want to get into that, like
Yeah.
to where it's like your very like Meow Wolf experience is what I'm aiming for. Kind of like a lot what Lauren does.
Yeah.
She's a big influence on me,
Yeah.
huge influence, and she's been like very supportive
Yeah.
from day one. Yeah,
Yeah. That's so cool.
I actually went to her house to talk. Like
Yeah.
that's how I asked her, like I showed her volume 1. I'm like, do you think this is worth pursuing? And she's like, go out and build it,
Yeah.
and I did.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone can tell you, about going out and building stuff, Lauren's the
Oh, yeah,
person right
absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's such a pillar to the. I told her like at the New Year's show because I did the countdown.
Yeah. Oh,
for
nice.
that. Yeah,
All right.
I told her I was like, you are the mother of this entire thing, and like I know she doesn't like praise or whatever, but I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like I would not be able to do my show, this weird ass show, had she not laid the groundwork with the art.
Yeah.
Like, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Do you ever just, because every once in a while I have this moment where I just kind of like, I look around and I'm like, we're not in a big city. We're not, in some big metropolitan area. I'm just like, holy shit, there's so much amazing stuff here. So many talented, unique people here.
That's what keeps me out of depression.
yeah.
Because I see, like, why are you sad, dude? Like, look at this fucking community. How could you be sad?
Yep.
We have each other. Yes, the world sucks. And I fall, just like everybody else, I fall into dark thoughts.
Yeah.
But then I look at everybody else and I can't fucking let them down. Because a lot of people depend on me. Like, they've told me to do these shows because it brings such life into the scene,
Yeah.
Because nobody's putting that much time into it. Like a show is usually like thrown together last minute. Nobody thinks about the lineup. Like all that shit is thought about in mind. Like what band follows the other. Like it doesn't matter how big you are. If you fit where I want you to fit in the narrative, you're going there.
Yeah.
Like I always say I don't have headliners. I don't have openers. You're just part of the mixtape.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of my ethos
It's amazing.
with it. Yeah.
So what, not just for a specific show, but on the broader scale for your work, what is it you're hoping for audiences to walk away with from your shows?
Oh, I want them to see the world brighter. I want them to feel inspired, and I want them to come back
Yeah.
again, and let's do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main goal for that. Like, because like especially like I love movies so much too.
Yeah.
So like when you see a movie that just like for me it was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like
Yeah.
I saw the world brighter after that movie. It was fucking incredible. dude.
Yeah.
And that's what, if I can even get like an inch of that into somebody and see like, wow, South Bend ain't so bad after all. Maybe I'll stay here.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't. That's the problem we've had in this scene for years. Like people just move away,
Yeah.
and I can't blame them. You know, they want to further their careers, but let's take a chance.
But and I think that's what's unique about this moment is that has happened for a while and it still happens. But there are so many people like yourself, and plenty of the musicians that you mentioned who they could go to some big city and probably do so much better and
I'm sure.
You know, financially, whatever. But we're here, we're building a thing, we're making the place we are better. We're all working together to make this
And
scene.
I've seen it in the year in the year I've been out here, I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we even got into it. But did you come up in this area or
I did.
okay?
I've been around. Like I was going to Bill Finn's punk shows.
Nice,
like
all right,
I'm,
yep.
I'm a punk rocker to the core. Like
Yeah.
that's. I always say like punk rock is not like it's not a genre. It's a way of life. It's
Hell
a
yeah.
way like, you know, because you look at things, you question things. Like
Yep.
this, you know. But yeah, I was going to his shows. Nathaniel from Loon.
Yeah.
Going to his shows at the Chicory. So
Yeah.
it's a long time ago. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like I've just been around, and I took a long. I actually like. Do you remember the Beat?
Yeah.
I designed their shirts.
Oh no way! Really?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
kind of
man.
like. That's kind of like when I got it because I had that for years. I was doing shirts for bands like that,
Yeah.
and then that's kind of where like I got in. I'm not gonna get into what business I was designing for, but yeah, that's where the 7 years
Yeah.
fall off
Yeah.
right after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and that was Eli was the first person that I reached out to when I wanted to get out, and that's why After Hours is on Volume 1.
Nice. Yeah.
Great dude.
Awesome. Yeah. Eli is great. There's
Yeah.
just so much talent around here. It's amazing. Still, it just blows my mind. Anytime I hear someone say they're bored, there's nothing to do, I'm like, oh, let me
just
tell
start looking.
There's this to go to, and this to go to. There's nothing to do. It's like I can't figure out which thing I need to go to. Like speaking of Loon, they've got what they're playing at the Well tomorrow.
there.
And
Are you going to that?
I can't. I've already got
fuck.
something else planned.
It's Loon
for
and Why Not Both, and
I
Garth
know,
is going to
and
be
Garth
there.
is gonna be. I haven't seen Garth.
Dude.
Yeah, I may have to sneak. I think the music starts at 6. My thing's not till 7. I may have to sneak down for a little bit before and check it out and be doing my thing a little late because that's
Plus,
great.
I love that. And
Yeah, and the Well is amazing. Actually, Nat's going to be in here in a few weeks to talk about all they're doing down there and some other stuff. I mean, you know,
I might have some projects with them too. Yeah.
Nice,
We're
yeah.
actually going to talk about it probably at that show.
Nice. All right.
I would love to do more, especially at the Well, because
Yeah.
that main stage, I think that'd be perfect to do a visual show.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we actually filmed like they had a huge hardcore show there. We filmed all that. That's all on my YouTube channel too.
Nice.
And then Devin Vargo did all the audio, so you know it's gonna sound good because
Yeah.
that dude is something else with the audio.
Yeah.
Wizard.
Yeah. Such a cool scene. All right, before we sign off here, is there anything we didn't hit that you want to make sure people know about you or what you got coming, what you got going on?
Just go to more shows, guys.
Yeah.
Go to shows, like, and you'll see how amazing it is. Like if you're apprehensive, I'm telling you, man, that you will love this scene right now. Like just go out and experience it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to leave on.
Yeah. Agreed.
And go to my show too.
Yeah, definitely check it out. All right, we will put all the links in the show notes so everyone can follow you and make sure not to miss any of those things you've got upcoming. Adam, thank you for coming up to the
Thank
Red
you
Truck
so
Studio
much
and
for
hanging
this.
out.
This was great. It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun, man.
Awesome. All right, take care. You have been listening to Anywhere the Needle Drops, a product of Red Chuck Productions. Be sure to keep tabs on everything going on with this show and everything else Red Chuck over at redchuckproductions.com or by following us at Red Chuck Productions on social media. Special thanks to Hero Jr. for our theme music. You can check them out, listen to their songs, and see where they're going to be over at herojrmusic.com. That's HEROJRMUSIC.com. Also, special thanks to Paul Clemson, our sound engineer and producer. And while you're at it, make sure you visit the websites and band camps and shows of all of our guests. If you want local music, if you want independent music, or any kind of art, you've got to support them. So give musicians and artists your money. We will see you at the next episode. Until then, here's to life. 'Cause I could